Does the Commissioner agree with me that when it comes to jobs, the European Union is institutionally racist? Despite President von der Leyen's mission to you to promote full and productive employment and decent work for all, you've made no specific plans for the shocking situation facing many of the 50 million European citizens who come from an ethnic and racial minority. Research suggests that 1 in 4 of these European citizens are discriminated at work. In some member states, as many as 76% are not in employment, education or training, compared to 8% of the rest. Here in Belgium, the home of the EU, 1/3 of Belgians are educated to degree level, compared to 60% of afro-belgians. Yet those afro-belgians are likely to be 4 times more likely to be unemployed. Only 1% of staff directly employed by the EU has a minority background. The EU motto is united in diversity. Frankly, it should be united in diversity as long as you're white. Where better for the new Commissioner of Jobs to start than with Europe's worst transgressor, his own organisation, the institution of the EU itself. Why should Member States take any notice of the Commissioner or the President if they fail to get their own house in order? Or does the Commissioner agree with me that when it comes to jobs, the European Union is institutionally racist?
2 minutes for the answer.
I can be shorter. I think non-discrimination is a fundamental principle of the European Union. But I'm not naive. I'm not naive. I know that there are vulnerable populations who are suffering also on the job market. And really, we have not only have good principles, we have to give us the right instruments to implement these good principles everywhere, including in our own businesses, in our own institutions, wherever. I think this is something which also characterizes Europe. And we have to work hard on that. And I think what I've said on other vulnerable population applies also to people with different origins. And certainly I will fight and engage myself and commit myself to apply and to make sure that this principle of non-discrimination for any reason is really applied and enforced. And this is up to the member states, but it's also up to all companies. And many intelligent companies, they start understanding that diversity is a big asset. So let's encourage them and let's duplicate their good example.
Mr. Patten.
I don't buy that, Mr. Schmit. I think you've absolutely fudged it. 20 years after EU laws forbidding discrimination, the EU continues to hide behind its policy in terms of being colourblind. The social pillars pledge equal opportunities and access regarding employment, regardless of racial or ethnic origin. You've come forward with no plans for that. You talk, you promise about action, you promise concrete actions, yet you have nothing to say except vague. Please get your own house in order. Why can you not do that immediately? There's no consultation, you've no stakeholders, you can do it for your own department. Will you do that?
Very briefly, I have no problem to do so, really. And give me a chance. I'm not yet a commissioner, I'm only a commissioner-designate. But non-discrimination is high on our agenda. And I'm sure it's very high on the agenda of the whole Commission, and especially also of the President-elect of this Commission. So we will really work for it. But there are no easy, it's easy to accuse, but there are no easy, unfortunately, easy solutions. But we will, 20 years, that's the past. We look at the future. I am not responsible for the past. I maybe become responsible for the future. And we come back in 5 years and then evaluate the situation.